Good morning. It's a bit of a grey day in North Wales today. Hopefully, I've remembered to put the microphone on. I was just looking at the video for last week and noticed that when milling this slot, there's lots of play, and I realised that I hadn't locked it off. So that'll definitely contribute to why there's so much, why the slot is pretty poor. Also, um, it needs support on this end, definitely. There is a tailstock for this, but it just wouldn't fit. Um, yeah. So also, this is my mill. I've had it for 15 years nearly. I think it's a Clark CMD 10. Um, Originally had a smaller table, about that sort of size. Um, I've modified it quite a bit, so I've extended the lead screw in the y-axis by using the old lead screw from the x-axis to give a bit more range. Obviously I've put a larger table on it. The mill initially came with a geared head, which frankly was horrendous. So as you can see, I've kept the control panel here. Switch everything on. So we've still got forward and reverse. Uses a stock motor, but this is instead of being directly on top, driving, I think it was two gears of 2 speeds, high and low. There's a belt which goes to a pulley over there, which drives the shaft, which rotates this step pulley. So it gives you a bit more variation with speeds and torques, and I can definitely do more with it than I could when it was stock, and it is quite a bit quieter as well. I've also added flood coolant, which definitely needs changing. There's a mister if I need it, and but yeah, the cheapest Chinese DRO I could find, which works okay. There's a few issues with stability. You know, the head isn't very strong, and yeah, as you've seen in a few videos, there's not a lot of space between the bottom of the table, or the top of whatever work you're working on, and the bottom of the tool. So hopefully, in a few projects' time, I've got these blocks here, which I can hopefully install down here, just to raise it up. Whatever distance that is, it's 3 inches. But I can't mill those in a wire because there's not enough travel with the vice on. There we are. I've sorted that out now. I ended up just cutting a piece off the back of that, cutting the end off that rod, and then I just drilled it, same as before. So I'm probably doing some sketchy shit here, but I've got it mounted on the stub arbor there. I'm using a grub screw to drive it on the slot, and then got the tailstock, just pushing it this way. I've just put a new insert in here because the old one was knackered, and it's given a really nice finish. So that mostly cleared up. Hopefully the knurling will get that. Well, this could end up in disaster. I'm just going to try knurling over that slot. Yeah, probably in hindsight I should have slotted it afterwards, but we'll see. So either it's loosened off because of vibration, or there's a bit of a taper on this. Anyway, we'll take it back the other way now. Let's have a look. I'm really pleased with how that worked out. It's a bit deeper there. I don't know if you can just see that there. I think it's just, it was coming to the end of the travel and it was struggling a little bit. And then over here there's a flat spot. So I don't know, it must be because it's opposite the slot. It must be, I don't know, some sort of reaction to that. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Those nails are absolutely spot on. And I like how it interfaces with the slot. Yeah, really happy with that. So next I'll make the handle, and then that'll be this project done. Oh, might as well put it to work. Let's see. Huh. Well, we got there in the end. I think I turned this down just slightly, well, not quite enough, but yeah, there's an M6 thread on there now. Okay, fourth time's the charm. So I just don't think there's enough power in the lathe. Okay. Safe. There we go, happy with that. Okay, so yeah, that's done. I think having that being able to spin is probably for the best. Yeah. So there we are. It's complete now. Maybe I'll anodise it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that in the summer or something, when it's easier to get things outside. The handle turned out quite nicely. So this goes all the way up to there. That's just some Delrin or nylon or whatever, and that screws in there. Yep, that screws in there quite easily, and whether there'll be enough, so let's say we take the pin out, whether there'll be enough engagement with that thread for this to have the torque to rotate this, I don't know, but ultimately there's, you know, I can grip that quite firmly, and there's that pin if needed, but frankly I think the taper will fail before the grip. Yeah, and you know, who's threading anything more than M10 on this? Yeah, really happy with that. Really like the knurl. This potentially, this could just end up spinning and spinning and spinning if we don't have that pin in there. Just got to make sure that there's clearance, I suppose, around the back. Yeah, right. What's that? About 3.5 centimetres of travel. It's probably about enough, isn't it? Yeah, good. I'm happy with that. Hopefully, this will be a better video. I don't really have a clue what I'm doing, but muddle along, and I'll get there in the end, I'm sure. The next project, I'm not sure if my bandsaw is just broken. I think the motor controller on it, perhaps. Yeah, so maybe I'll repair that. I've got my old lathe motor, and I could, yeah, work out some way of fitting that onto it. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and yeah, stick with it. I'm sure it'll can only get better. It will.